Oh yeah, it's time. It's starting to go downhill where everybody's awakening. But I've already been woke because I was never asleep. And what I mean by that is the Pacquiao lie. Y'all bought and fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. And it had nothing to do with anybody else. You got nothing to blame but yourself for falling for it like a sucker. I told y'all it was coming. But now everybody's starting to see it because I'm getting a lot of mail about it. Now, when I was talking about the Pacquiao lot, what I was going back to was the beginning. When Pacquiao was brought in, he was bumped up by HBO because he was cheap. He was taking fights for 200, 300,000 less than what he should have been getting. And people were putting him in the ring. Now, this is no real knock on him as a person in his heart and what he did to win fights. Because the guy has a lot of heart. This is post steroid Pacquiao. Okay? This is back before they knew what they had. The lie was being developed. Okay, Mark Tavert was not going to think about putting him on a pay-per-view. Bob Arum didn't want any parts of him until he started winning fights and started seeing the possibility of what he create. So the lie was being put in place back even when he was fighting Eric Morales. They tried to do this with Eric Morales, but it was too late. And they tried to discredit Floyd Mayweather and give all the accolades to Eric Morales, saying he should have been pound for pound the best fighter in the world. And that's why Floyd Mayweather was there when Pacquiao beat him that second fight, and he was cheering for Manny Pacquiao because that was the guy they was always trying to put ahead of Floyd Mayweather, saying, well, this guy is pound for pound and not you. So, moving around along, you get to the Time Magazine Awards. He goes into Alex Ariza land, and we've all caught up to speed on that, but let's look deeper into it. How could Manny Pacquiao get on Time Magazine when no boxers, none, since Mike Tyson graced the cover of Time Magazine? Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali. Now, how did he get that far that fast? By beating no one. People seem to forget he wasn't fighting any other top fighters in their division. None. He didn't fight the best guy at lightweight. He was fighting none of the top guys. That's why I'm like, how does this guy, who's not fighting the top guys in their division, even matters? He fought Marquez the second time because Marquez was struggling in his career. This was the kiss-off fight. They brought him back because they said, oh, well, Marquez is done. But it was the fight that he was fighting Pacquiao again that made him wake up and train his ass off for the fight. So they covered up the Pacquiao lie again, gave him the victory when he clearly lost, and said, okay, this is what we're going to do for you. We are going to put you in the ring with David Diaz out of all the other three Diaz's that were there. We said no. We'll put you in there with David Diaz. We avoid people like Nate Campbell and guys like Yohan Guzman because he was supposed to fight Humberto Soto or Juan Guzman. He didn't fight Arcelino Freitas. He didn't fight Casamayor coming up. How could you skip all those guys on your way up? And people are going to say, oh, well, that was early in his career. Oscar Larios? Are you kidding me? This guy was milking it. He fought Eric Morales 3 times. He fought, what's his name, Marquez twice. He fought Barrera twice. Barrera they were talking about him being done after the first fight. Then you fight him like 8 years later, and Barrera looked better than he did in the first fight. So that's what I'm saying. Manny Pacquiao was looking like crap in those fights. In his latter part of his career, he has a problem with stamina. His stamina was his major concern and his problem. He could not maintain. So they bring in Alex Ariza, and instantly a change takes place. Now, they kick Fortune out because they said Fortune, they had some words with Freddie Roach, and Roach actually comes out and admit that this guy was using steroids. That he believed, Fortune was using steroids. So, but this guy was in your camp. And if you believe this, why would you let him perform? It's just like Oscar De La Hoya versus Floyd Mayweather. Why in the world would you let Oscar De La Hoya go in a ring with loaded gloves against Floyd Mayweather? And a lot of people are going to say, what are you talking about? He went public doing De La Hoya versus Pacquiao pay-per-view. They interviewed Freddie Roach because he wanted them to rewrap Oscar's hands. Because he noticed when Oscar's hands was getting wrapped when he was fighting Floyd Mayweather, where he was the trainer, they were using illegal tape in between the ridges of his knuckles, which could cut through the gloves and cut the fighter. Now, with that being said, why would you allow a fighter to go in the ring with that you know is illegal? Even if he is your fighter, he can injure another fighter. Your concern should be for the health of both fighters and preserve the dignity of the sport. But Freddie Roach just showed he had no dignity. So that tells you what kind of character you're dealing with. Okay? So going into this, they're going at it full speed ahead. We processing it. Now all the marketing is going towards Pacquiao. HBO, Ross Greenberg, and Mark Tybert, they're opening up everything to Top Rank. The Golden Boy boat is sinking because HBO, like I told you all a couple of videos ago, they are now becoming promoters, and they're trying to force the older guys who know how to create fights and know what they're doing out of the business. Now, HBO, like I told you, is in the rating business, but they're trying to become promoters where they promote their own fights, and they're trying to take win from what Showtime's doing. Showtime don't have a lot of promoters. They pretty much just have Gary Shaw, but they don't need them. They just buy the fights, and it works out. It's a great system, and it's been working. But the Pacquiao lie is being ran into the ground. People are waking up now with this farce with Margarito, a guy who shouldn't even be fighting, and now they're going to fight for the WBC super welterweight title so he can get an 8th title. Like, what is that? Then it's another catch where he wants to be at 150. Why? The Pacquiao lie tells us that he comes in the ring at 148, and when he walks outside of the ring, he's 150 pounds when he's not fighting. He's 150 pounds. Now, if he's 150 pounds, why is he fighting at a catchweight? If he's 150 pounds, why does Cotto have to defend his title at 145 pounds? And what they're not telling you is there are rehydration clauses in these contracts that the fighter cannot discuss. Look at Joshua Kalani when he fought Manny Pacquiao, and look at Joshua Kalani when he fought anybody else. He's noticeably smaller. Noticeably. Look at Miguel Cotto when he fought Manny Pacquiao. He's noticeably smaller than what he is when he normally goes into the ring. They're not allowed to rehydrate to their certain level, what they're used to going in the ring as. And what happens is that cuts down on your stamina. People know what they're doing if they're in the boxing game, but see, the outside person don't know anything. They only see punches in the ring, and that's it. They go home. And what's seen is seen. And like a promoter told me, never underestimate the stupidity of the general public. And that phrase has always stuck with me. And it continues. But the Pacquiao Lie continues. Y'all gonna pay top dollar to see him fight it, and then y'all gonna give him credit for being a guy who just basically had his brains knocked in and didn't really fight for like 2 years. But congratulations, you're gonna get your fight, and he'll get his 8th title, and y'all gonna say he's won 8 world titles. Let's put him ahead of Sugar Ray Robinson. But a lot of people are not buying it this time. A lot of the sports boxing writers are not buying it, so we're not getting it. But this time, it's gonna be a little different. For Pacquiao fans, get ready, because the great fall is coming.